guys, so today we shall be doing a review of the B&M exclusive collector set, the 1970s set. It comes with the 4th Doctor, the Brigadier and a classic series auto. Let's start off by taking a look at the Brigadier. So straight off the bat, taking a look at the Brigadier, we can already tell that he is just a repaint of the Series 1 Captain Jack Harkness, with the only difference being the head has been changed. As you can see, it's the same body, just different paint. Although they have, I think, done the buttons, the medals, sorry. I think they've done the medals here incredibly well. Very well done, in my opinion. Very different to Captain Jack Harkness's, so there's a better look at the medals. Seeing as we're zoomed in. Also, I think they did a rather good job. The paint applications on this figure, I think they are very good paint applications. The head looks a bit creepy. I'm not going to lie. Face doesn't look as good as other faces on other figures they've done, but you know, it's all fine. It definitely, if you were just looking at these from a distance and you weren't really paying close attention to all the little details, like the fact that Captain Jack Harkness's badge here is still moulded on here, then you wouldn't be able to. Then it does. They look different enough that I don't mind that it is just a repaint of the same body. But obviously, due to that fact, he has no bicep articulation. His articulation is a 360 at the shoulder, a arm bend of that much, 360 at the wrist, same on both sides. Leg articulation is that far forward, so not that good, but the bend at the knee, back, it doesn't go back at all, side, and you can make him do the splits, I guess. Waist articulation, he's just got a swivel. Head, again your standard head articulation, that much. I've got to say, that face, it just looks like it's peering into your soul. Anyhow, I think they've done the hat quite well. They could have put a bit more detailing onto the badge on the hat. It's just a grey blob. There's no unit writing on there, but still. They've done the buttons up on the shoulder as well. Good, and just a good figure overall. One issue though, other than the face peering into your soul, is the paint. The paint feels a bit cheaper, let's say. It feels like it would chip off easily if you were to scratch it with your nail. So if you do get this figure, be careful. Something I noticed with the new B&M sets is none of them have got accessories. This is obviously due to it being a B&M bargain set, but that doesn't matter. I mean, if you have a spare Brigadier gun, or even if you don't have a spare Brigadier gun and you just have an old Playmobil police pistol lying around from like a younger sibling or from when you yourself were younger, it would work to go in his hand. Even the Playmobil pistol would, like this one. I no longer have a spare. I don't have a spare Brigadier gun. I can't use the one from my previous Brigadier figure either, because my cousin kind of buried it in his back garden and there he is with a gun in his hand. So now let's do a comparison between him and another Brigadier figure. So here's a comparison between him and the Brigadier from the Diamonds set from a while ago, as obviously this figure's got accessories like binoculars, gun. He did have a wad, that's gone. But there is a very big difference. You can tell this one is definitely from the Third Doctor's era. Definitely looks like he is. This one, he's not as recognisable from the Third Doctor's era. When I think of Third Doctor's era Brigadier, I think of this outfit, not this outfit. So in the 1970s, so the Third Doctor's era was in that time, as well as a bit of the Fourth Doctor's. I think this is a very suitable representation for the time that they are going for the set, and this figure too is a good figure. Obviously this isn't a review of this figure, so now we're going to get him out of the way. And we're going to move on to a classic series Auton. So this is a classic series Auton from episodes such as Spearheads from Space and Attack of the Autons. So as you can see, it is a retool, like for instance up here they've modified it to be a scarf, or here they've removed the badge mould. Other than that, it's all the same. Taking a look at the gun hand, very basic. Unfortunately, with this figure, you can't fold the hand up and conceal the gun like you could on previous classic series Auton figures. I think there was actually only a few, but his eyes, they could have been a bit blacker, but it's good for now. He is a very shiny figure. I think that works well for the head and hands, because it is supposed to be living plastic essentially. The Autons specifically living mannequins. But on the clothes, I don't think it works well for like the jumpsuit here. Shiny jumpsuit just doesn't work. So the Auton does have silver shoes, as you can see, and his articulation is the exact same as the Brigadier's, so there's no need to go through that. Sorry about the noise in the background. So now let us compare this Auton to another variant. Unfortunately, I do not have another classic series Auton, but I do have a new series Auton from the 9th Doctor Collector set. I know, I actually bought that. But I needed a 9th Doctor figure. I didn't have one at that point in time when it came out. So comparing the two, you can tell there is quite a big difference between the two heads, obviously. Clothes are also different. Now, a big difference would be in the handgun. Here is this one's gun. Now then, this one's gun, however, as you can see, it just looks like an ordinary hand, except you fold this bit to the side, and his hat and his gun is on the inside there. Terribly sculpted, you can't even see it. Ah, look there, you can just base it, it's just a tiny little lump. So, me personally, I think I do definitely prefer the classic series Auton figures to these new series, but it's up to your own personal opinion. Now let's move on to the 4th Doctor. So taking a look at the 4th Doctor figure, we can see he is wearing some lovely clothes. He looks like Sherlock Holmes, as you would expect from this figure. I think he has got a good face. It's better. I wouldn't say it's got the most likeness to Tom Baker, but it is certainly better than a previous one that I have seen. He's wearing some nice gloves. I definitely do like the paint on his Sherlock Holmes inspired outfit for this episode. The blue is supposed to represent that it has got a lining, and it certainly looks like that. Same here, it's to represent that this is a different piece to this. They're two separate parts. Connected here, separate here. I definitely like the choice to make this figure. I do, however, find it strange that they have two figures from the 3rd Doctor's era. Well, are most recognisable from the 3rd Doctor's era, and then the 4th Doctor. But it makes sense considering the third Doctor comes in the third Doctor's TARDIS for the B&M sets. Now his articulation is the same as all the others, except he does have a swivel at the leg, see? And it is hindered ever so, it can go further back than the others, but only barely. Again, swivel at the biceps as well. These aren't the biceps, are they? You know what? Never mind. The rest of the articulation is the same, except they have swivels at the upper thighs, and I'm just going to call these biceps because, yeah, they can't go back because of this piece. However, if you remove it, they will be able to. It isn't glued on or anything, it's just placed over the top. I'm not going to remove it because when I've removed it in the past, I have found it hard to get back on. So yes, I have removed this before. I got all of the B&M sets when they first came out, so I do have all of them to review for you. But I will pull it down a little bit just so that you can see it isn't super glued in there. And you can just have him with the red suit on instead of having the Sherlock Holmes inspired outfit on top, although I do prefer him with it. I do love the painting for this figure. I think this was definitely a Tom Baker figure that they needed to make. Obviously, again, no accessories, but if you have a spare 4th Doctor screwdriver, sonic screwdriver, just put it in his hand. It's fine. But now let's compare him to a previous 4th Doctor figure. I'm sorry for the quality of this bit and the previous parts as well. I can't figure out what's wrong. Yeah, but comparing him to a previous Tom Baker figure, they do look very similar. This one looks a bit taller, that's just because he's wearing a hat. I would say this one has more of a likeness because he's happier, and Tom Baker's always happy, a big smile, blah blah blah. Well, not all the time, but quite a bit of the time. There's certainly a few Tom Baker episodes where he is definitely serious, more serious. It's not showing up very well on camera, but this face has got a few cracks in it. I don't really think this one is the best. I think this one is probably better, even though this one looks like... So this is obviously his typical outfit with the long scarf and the colourful waistcoat and overcoat and such. But still, obviously this one does come with his sonic screwdriver. But here's a quick overview of him. This isn't a review of him, so I'm not spending too much time on him. But yeah, so the two are obviously very similar. This one's hair is a lot darker than this one's, but other than that, there's not really any differences with the hair. Other than this one's got a hat, you can't really tell. Oh look, what do you know? Even with the hat on, he isn't taller. Obviously, this one's got no gloves, different outfit, but still a good figure. And yeah. So that will conclude this review. I do apologise greatly for the quality. Next video shall be way better quality and shall be a fact file on on some Time Lord technology, by which I mean things like the Doctor's fob watch, the psychic paper, sonic screwdriver, the Master's sonic laser, things like that. So not really proper Time Lord technology, but still Time Lord technology because it's wielded by Time Lords, but it isn't. And yeah, I don't know. The place that I went to do my research for the video kept saying that it was Time Lord technology, so I'm just going to put it down as Time Lord technology. Yeah, leave it at that. So thank you ever so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and I shall see you next time in our first fact file.